Hey, what's up, you guys? Bloody Jacob here.
Hey, what's up, you guys? Bloody Jacob here.
Jacob here, meeting my icon, Catherine Isabel, Fantasy Lorenzo.
Wait, what did you say?
Fantasy Lorenzo.
Have a good one.
You guys better subscribe and watch my friend on his YouTube channel. He is kicking ass.
Hey, you alright? I'm so sorry. Yeah.
I just found this tied to a tree back there. Somebody did this.
Hello? We're lost. We're looking for a phone.
Hey, what's up, you guys? Bloody Jacob here to bring another movie review. This time we're going to be talking about Wrong Turn, which came out in 2003 and starred Eliza Dushku as well as Desmond Harrington.
Sweetheart? Baby, seriously, this isn't funny.
Friends Jesse and Carly are traveling with pals Scott, Evan, and Francine when they have a car trouble in West Virginia. Moments later, motorist Chris, Desmond Harrington, crashes into their disabled vehicle. Stranded, the friends discover that they are being stalked by a horde of backwoods cannibals. The woodsmen are hungry and fierce, and they'll be eating well unless Jesse and pals can outsmart them. So yeah, just watch this tonight, and I definitely want to give my thoughts on it. I bought the Wrong Turn 3-pack on Blu-ray a little while ago. Finally giving it a watch. I had heard about Wrong Turn before, not really the sequels as much, but Wrong Turn is probably another one of those movies you would have expected I had seen at this point, but no. But yeah, so I actually really like this film. I enjoyed it a fair amount. Now it's probably not the most original movie in the world in terms of its premise and concept and everything like that. It's very much a hodgepodge, if you will, of Texas Chainsaw Massacre films and like The Hills Have Eyes, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. There's elements that can be borrowed and either improved or at least done well. And And I gotta say, I was pretty pleased with that, because honestly, at least this first Wrong Turn film, I honestly like more than the majority of both the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Hills Have Eyes franchises. Not just because of the cast, but I think there's a good amount of, there's a little bit of suspense sprinkled throughout. There are a couple of fairly gruesome, memorable kills. And honestly, I am just kind of a sucker for, movies taking place outdoors in the woods and everything. I just really like that setting. And I feel like they utilize the environment well. I mean, there's a lot of more dynamic things they did, or like structures they had set up in the woods than I expected. So it made it a little bit different. But of course, why I was kind of drawn to watch this movie when I did is because of the cast. They're all pretty good. The friends are fine, but it's obviously, led by Eliza Dushku and Desmond Harrington. Of course, Eliza Dushku, she's known as Faith from Buffy. I'm still watching Buffy in Season 3, but I can already see why people thought she was so memorable. She also had a role in the last season of Banshee, which is one of my favorite shows of all time. And just other stuff throughout the years, of course. And Desmond Harrington, I particularly know from Dexter. So pretty good pairing there. They're both pretty convincing in their roles. They give likable performances. So I really enjoyed their characters a lot, and just their duo, if you will. And as far as the cannibals themselves, I like them. I think at least the main one. I think his name is like Three Finger or something. I guess he recurs in the sequels as well, which will be interesting. I haven't heard very good things about the sequels, but if he's entertaining at all, or continues to be, then maybe I'll be sold on it. I'm not sure. And I know there's prequels too, so I'm not sure how that gets structured or whatever, but I have to look into that more. But as far as the cannibals themselves, again, I like them. It's all, makeup, practical, effects on them. I think there may have been CG blood at some point, maybe not, but it's mostly practical work. And I thought they were fairly creepy. This one himself had quite the personality. And of course, there was like a bigger sort of hulking one, with a axe and everything. There's one with a bow and arrow. So a bit of a variety there. And it feels creepy. My favorite sequence is one I actually just kind of pictured here. When they're in the tree and sort of trying to hide, but Three Finger ends up actually, climbing the tree. I'm not gonna go into more detail about it, but I thought that was a good, sort of more suspenseful sequence that included a pretty gruesome kill, and I don't know, I just enjoyed it. It's good to see movies, pretty potent with violence, but also they know how to build with that as well. So yeah, overall, I did enjoy the film, perhaps not the greatest, dialogue in the world or the deepest story, but it fit the premise. Eliza Dushku particularly really works as, sort of like the rougher of the group of friends, or at least one with more of a head on her shoulders, and her and Desmond Harrington do share a decently well-acted scene in a cave. That's one thing that I wish they would have built into the characters a little bit more. So I'm not sure how attached to them I would have been if it weren't for the actors portraying them. But really, it's a short run time. It's not even an hour and a half. So really, I think they really did well with what they offered here. It is what it is, kind of straightforward, but I really liked it. Like I said, although it borrows a lot of elements and setups from movies like TCM and Hills Have Eyes, I think it's better than most of the films in those franchises, if not all. So I'm morbidly curious to see the sequels, but for now, I really do like the original, which is why I'm giving Wrong Turn, I'd say about a B plus I'm going with right now. I think that's a pretty good rating. I'm comfortable with that, but I did really like it, and I'm glad I finally watched it. So yeah, let me guys thought about Wrong Turn. How are the sequels? No spoilers. What do you think of them? I've heard some say decent things about it too, but most times just say they're throwaways after the first one. But I'm probably still gonna check them out. And it looks pretty good on this Blu-ray copy, by the way. So yeah, You guys can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, like, subscribe. I'll catch you guys next time. And, peace.